I'm going to explain about the main scenarios in the question above. The main problem in the scenario is Mr. Ahmad, a well-known Kuala Lumpur businessman who has neglected to pay his taxes as required by Malaysian Inland Revenue Board (LHDN). Mr. Ahmad failed to register a significant quantity of his income, even though he owned various properties, including a luxury condominium and a holiday property, and earned a considerable RM500,000 annually.
So these are the responsibilities that Mr. Ahmad must do, which is Mr. Ahmad must carefully comply with the tax laws established by Malaysia's Inland Revenue Board in order to avoid fines. Above all, he must make sure that he efficiently and precisely discloses all of his earning sources. Mr. Ahmad can prove his income declaration during audits by keeping thorough and transparent financial records. In order to maintain continued compliance with tax responsibilities, he should also periodically update his financial records to catch up any changes in his income or assets. Mr. Ahmad also has to become aware with the self-assessment system and take part in it actively. Mr. Ahmad should take the initiative to know the deadlines for filing and paying taxes. Mr. Ahmad may also benefit from speaking with a tax expert to get advice on complicated tax issues and to stay up to date on any changes to the law regarding taxes. Through proactive management of his tax obligation and expert guidance when needed, Mr. Ahmad may guarantee compliance with the LHDN's requirement and avoid penalties in the future.
Hi, I'm Alia and I'm going to talk about the self-assessment system. Self-assessment system in Malaysia requires taxpayers to take personal responsibility for declaring their income, calculating their tax liabilities and submitting their tax return accurately and timely. For Mr. Ahmad to comply with this self-assessment system and avoid penalties, he should accurately calculate his total income, including salary, business earning, rental income, and investment gains, then subtract allowable deduction to determine his taxable income. He must apply current tax rate to this income, considering applicable reliefs and rebate to calculate his tax liability. Next, he should obtain and complete the appropriate tax return form, report all income and deduction accurately, and submit it to LHDN by the due date, preferable using the e-filing system. He must pay the tax liability by the specific deadline using approved payment methods. Mr. Ahmad should also maintain detailed financial records for at least 7 years and be prepared to provide documentation during an audit, seeking professional assistance if necessary.
If there's error that are found on tax return form that already been submitted, Mr. Ahmad can amend the tax return by submitting an amended return form within 6 months from due date of submission. It must include additional amount of chargeable income, income tax payable, particulars and late payment penalty. Otherwise, the amendment made before the deadlines need to be filed electronically, detailing the mistake and enclose supporting documents such as purchase receipt and invoices. This process ensures that corrections are properly documented, and submitting the amendment return is considered as notice of assessment. As an individual with business income, investment income and employment income, Mr. Ahmad needs to ensure timely filing of his tax return, typically by the 30th of June of the following year. If filing electronically, an additional 15 days from due date is allowed for submission. This ensures that Mr. Ahmad avoid penalty for non-submission. If Mr. Ahmad has not received the notice of assessment, it is his responsibility to satisfactorily explain to the Director General. Otherwise, penalties may be imposed for late payment. Moreover, Mr. Ahmad must accurately declare all sources of income, including business profit, investment returns and employment income earned within the tax years. And it is crucial that these declarations are supported by relevant documentation to support claims for deduction and relief. In situation where Mr. Ahmad had difficulty filing his tax returns, Mr. Ahmad can appoint agent authorized to assess and charge tax on his behalf. However, as taxpayer, he needs to declare that the tax agent is authorized and that all information provided to them is accurate and complete.
So, from the main problems and main scenarios that we got from the questions above, Mr. Ahmad can be sued and can be charged under this law because of his action. So I'm going to point out the law that Mr. Ahmad can be charged of. Mr. Ahmad can be charged of number 1, failure to furnish a return for a year assessment. Number 2, incorrect return. Number 3, willful evasion. Number 4, failure to give a notice of chargeability to tax. Number 5, failure to comply with an order or notice. And number 6, offences of official. Next, tax appeals. Tax appeals are a crucial component of the tax system, providing taxpayers with a mechanism to challenge and rectify perceived errors or injustice in tax assessment. So for Mr. Ahmad, he should first review the audit findings and gather supporting documents such as bank statement, property transaction and records of luxury purchases. If he disagrees with the assessment, he can submit a formal appeal to LHDN within the specific deadlines using the appropriate forms. The appeal process starts with an internal review by LHDN where he can present his evidence and argue for reducing or dismissing the fine. If unresolved, Mr. Ahmad can escalate the matter to the Special Commissioners of Income Tax, an independent tribunal for tax disputes in Malaysia.
In conclusion, Mr. Ahmad's case highlights how crucial it is for high-income earners in Malaysia to comply with tax laws. The Inland Revenue Board has stepped its measures to make sure that every individual pays their taxes, especially the wealthiest persons. High earners must be aware of their tax obligations and, where necessary, seek professional guidance in order to manage complex financial situations. In conclusion, paying taxes help ensure that people are safe from financial and legal risks, while also strengthening the stability of the national economy.